Namaste. So today is the Punyatithi or death anniversary of Maharani Jhansi Ki Rani Lakshmi Bai, and I have with me the book of Veera Savarkar, Savarkar's The Indian War of Independence 1857. And I thought of reading some excerpts from this book, because if there was no Veera Savarkar and this book, the first war of Indian independence would have been in the corner of Indian history as a mere mutiny, as a mere Lehala Sipahi mutiny. And this book codified all the struggles that were happening all over India into a book, and it was Veera Savarkar who called the great revolution among the princely states of India and the Sipahis of the Indian army as the first war of Indian independence. And here you have a chapter about Lakshmi Bai in this book, and again, without this book we would not have known about Lakshmi Bai. Even today, you Google, you will be getting only some factual information about Lakshmi Bai, not detailed description on what she was, how she reigned over her princely state of Jhansi. We will not get all such information from any of the Google sites. But here in this book, please read this book if you are getting a chance. You will get to know who Rani Lakshmi Bai was, what her role was in the first Indian War of Independence. I'll just read from the book. The chapter 10 starts like this. The chapter is titled as Rani Lakshmi Bai. It starts like this. Give up my Jhansi? I will not. Let him try to take who dares. With this challenge, the heroic Rani of Jhansi rose against the British, and as it is recorded in previous parts of this history, she assumed the leadership of the revolution. Main Jhansi nahi dungi. I will not give up my Jhansi. This was a sort of war cry. Rani Lakshmi Bai refused to give up Jhansi as per the declaration of Lord Dalhousie, that if there is no heir, you have to give up the country, give up your land, your princely state to the British. And Rani Lakshmi Bai, when all others in the country, all other rulers in the country were ready to agree to this, Rani Lakshmi Bai was not ready to accept the rules put forward by the Britishers, and she told that main meri Jhansi nahi dungi, I will not give up my Jhansi. And there is a detailed description of the routine of Rani. Again, I'll just read I'll read few lines from this. At 3, she went to Darbar. When she usually put on male attire, she wore a paijama, a coat of dark blue, a cap on the head, and a beautiful turban on the top of it, a dupatta of embroidered cloth round the slender waist, and the sword decked with gems by her side. Attired in this wise, this fair woman looked like Gauri herself. Sometimes she wore the female dress. After her husband's death, she never wore nath or similar ornaments. Her hands had round them bangles of diamond. She wore a small necklace of pearls round her neck and a diamond ring on her little finger. These were the only jewels worn by the Bai Sahib. See, the term used by Savarkar is Bai Sahib. And see the description, she was like Gauri herself. Her hair was gathered up to her together behind. She wore a white sari and a plain bodice. This sometimes in male attire and sometimes in female. The Bai Sahib used to honor the Darbar by her presence. And there's a description of Rani going to the Mahalakshmi temple. The grandeur of the Bai's processions passes description. On the occasion of the visits to the temple of Mahalakshmi, she started sometimes in a palanquin and sometimes on horseback. When in the palanquin. The palanquin would be covered with curtains of gold embroidered, clothes tied with gold ribbon. When she was on horseback in male attire, the end of a thin and beautiful bati floated on her back and it fitted her admirably. The national flag of freedom was carried before her, with the band playing military music. 200 Europeans followed the flag, and 100 horsemen rode before and behind her. With the palanquin came the Karbaris, the ministers, feudatories and other officers like Bhaiya Sahib Ubasani and others either rode or followed her on foot. Sometimes troops accompanied the procession. When the Bai started from the palace, the Chaugada on the fort made sweet music. The Chaugada of the Nagarkhana of Mahalakshmi started at the same time. So these are the descriptions of Maharani when she reigned Jhansi between 1853 and 1857, before the final war of independence. So the Britishers attacked the fort of Jhansi on the March of 1857, and in this book you can find a detailed description of the war Maharani fought against the Britishers, how she served as a source of inspiration for her men, how she looked into each and every details, how Tatia Tope came in support of Jhansi. Everything you can find here. It goes, the chapter runs around 20 pages. I would like to read the whole of this book, but I want you to get the book, Veera Savarkar's The Indian War of Independence 1857. It's available in Amazon, it's available online. Please get this book and you just read the book. And for 9 days and 9 nights, you stood the deadly charge of gunfire in the hope that Tatia Tope would soon come to your aid. When he came, you shouted for delight by the defeat of Tatia on the 1st of April. So the army got defeated. The army of Jhansi Ki Rani and Tatia Tope got defeated on 1st April, and Rani fled to Gwalior, and that is described here. She travelled on her horse with her son tied on her back, covered 83 miles in a single day, and there in Gwalior they defeated the Maharaja of Scindia, who was actually aiding the Britishers. They were defeated, and the British troop came to Gwalior too. Of course, Maharani gave a tough fight, gave a tough time for the Britishers, and she was killed on 17th June 1858. Even though Maharani got defeated, of course, the quest for freedom, she sowed the seeds of the quest for freedom, which she sowed on the minds of Hindustanis, that grew into a big tree, and it is what that culminated in our freedom on 1947 August 15. They should be made to read all these stories of our ancestors who laid down the life to protect our Bharatavarsha, and let this be a beginning. And this book, you have lot of descriptions. If I am reading it, that may not be that interesting. You should read this, and you should inspire laid our ancestors for freedom of our country. And Maharani, she do not want to give away her even her mortal remains to the Britishers, and the story goes that a hermit burned her body